Hey everybody, Mushbeard here. Let's get into that Destiny 6 action. Today we're going to talk about finding the right striker for you. Now, I finally got 2 6-stars. You can see here, I went with my first one because you get the Science Dragoon from Sylva's Hell. I went with my Science Natalia, and then you get the paper from the second area in Hell. So I went with my Paper Sierra because she's supposed to be really good for Nightmare, although I'm kind of struggling right now to even get through Hell with her. I've been trying to tank your team with like Sierra, Rock Adonis. I was using Rock Yona, but I just got Paper Soho, so I've been trying him, and then using my Natalia as a striker to give kind of a burst and then that extra heal, some damage. But anyway, so teams that are working out, but one of the strikers that I like to use the most, and because I think it works with a variety of teams, is actually Paper Chrono. And we'll take a look at him here. He's the little guy that rides around on the book. Heyo. And I was using him at 4-star, level 1, unawakened for the longest time. But I used him so much, I decided to give him a little boost in level and awaken him because he looks pretty cool. But you can see his Speed Tome is his striker skill. Now, it is a 7,000 point strike, so it does take a while to build up, but it is so good once it gets off. It accelerates all ally skill cooldowns by 250% for 10 seconds. And it's not like you use it, it keeps going. That whole 10 seconds, the skill cooldown is increased by 250%. It's fast, and you can get your skills back so fast, especially if you need more heals, or if you need to pump out that DPS, you're trying to burst something down. It is crazy how strong it is. It also decreases the damage that your team takes by 40% for that 10 seconds. So it's also kind of a damage mitigator, so you don't even need to heal as much, because you can just pop it and then you take 40% less damage, and that can give you time to buy the time while your skills are coming, your heals are coming back off cooldown, and you can get that damage out. It is really good. Like I said, it's 7,000 points, so it is take a while to get there, but once you pop it, like on a boss fight, it is pretty much over. That is one of my favorite ones. But I want to talk about two other ones that are probably underutilized, and one of them is for whenever I can get around to building a DPS team that just blows things up. And yeah, you can see I've got more 5. I've gotten some more 5-stars, but not. Let me say this: I haven't popped a lot of 5-stars recently, and none of them have been new. So you can see I have a second Rock Carlotta. I just got her actually earlier today. That was my second one of those. And this Rock Yona, you can see, oh, that's your second one. Actually, that's my 4th. Before I got Carlotta today, the last 3 natural 5-stars I got were all Rock Yona. And the Carlotta came out of the guaranteed 5-star scroll from the hero. You get the points build up when you don't summon. For every time you summon the 3 stars, you get the guaranteed 5-star. Eventually I got Rocco, another dupe. My 4th Rock Yona, so yeah, she's apparently this one that likes me. So, but anyway, we will summon at the end. But we're going to talk about the DPS striker that I want to look into when I finally get my DPS team up and running. And that is an actual 3-star Mustang. Rock Mustang. You say, Rock Mustang, I don't hear anything about him. I don't know how this strike skill goes overlooked. Maybe people are just so good and they tankier. And for tankier teams, it's probably not as good. Because it doesn't buff defense or anything like that. But for pure DPS teams, this is pretty crazy. It's a 6,000 point strike point, so it's a little higher up there. But look what everything this does. It increases the attack of the team by 40%, movement speed by 60%, and attack speed by 50% for 13 seconds. 13 seconds! That is an eternity to be attacking twice as fast almost, and with 40% increased attack, and if you have to move, you're moving way faster. It also has a 60% chance to remove 2 debuffs from all out. It can also cleanse your entire team. It just seems so good to me. I don't know why people haven't talked about it. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm still newer to the game, but this, for a DPS team, this seems like it could be. You pop this, the fight is over. Boom. Unless someone removes it, fight over. So I don't know why. I kind of want to save them. I mean, you can get Mustangs pretty easily, but to see how that goes, because I think if I build a DPS team, that could be a really good striker. I think it could be really good. I should probably lock him right now, but just in case. I haven't skilled them up or anything because I don't know if you would use them in just a team as a regular monster, but I mean, you could use them as 4-star, 3-star, and the strike point. I mean, they don't contribute to your team at all. So let me know what you think about Mustang. If any of you use him and see the value in him, it looks crazy good to me. But another striker that I'm using right here that I'm leveling, because I may want to use her on my team, but I also want to try her in Giants and any high level, high health contest, is Abanya. As you can see, I'm kind of gemming her, or not gemming her, orbing and cresting her up here, but I got some flat stats, so it's not that good, but I will eventually get there. I've been trying to farm. As you can see, I have, over 2,300 keys sitting on me, and I've been spending quite a few. They just give you so many, I can't. With the events going on, they're just piling up as fast as I can use them. Because my battery life on my phone. Anyway, so hers, when you're talking about things, doing giants and stuff, and people always talk about you need to get those bleeds and stuff do so much damage because they're percentage health, and that makes it tick away so fast. But the problem is, if your bleeds don't land, it's, it can be a struggle. But look at her, 5,000 strike points, so one on the lower end of things, and she does her damage, 500% of her own attack, so if you build her up and orb her correctly, she's going to do pretty good, plus 12% of the enemy's current HP. 12% of the current HP, just boom, like that. She was a 4-star, and I forget, I was just doing hard mode something, a hard mode boss, and she hit for like 35,000. Just a 4-star. She was 4-star level 1. She wasn't awakened. She didn't have any orbs on at the time. And I was like, holy cow. If I take this into Giants, that's like having a guaranteed bleed because it doesn't have to land. It just does it. So that'd be like 4 seconds of bleeding because I believe if you check on Reddit, someone calculated it's 3% of their current HP per second. So that'd be 4 seconds of guaranteed bleed just from her doing that. Plus, it removes 2 buffs from the target. So boom, it removes buffs. So if they're the one that's got the damage reflection buff, boom, it removes it. Plus, does the 500% of its own attack, and essentially puts 4 seconds of bleed on without actually having to wait for the 4 seconds. It's just instant 4 seconds of bleed. 12% of their current HP. Boom. I think it's going to be pretty good. Maybe I'm going overboard here. Let me know if you use Abanya in your team or as a striker. I think I use her as a striker because I've also got Rock Helga. People say are really good because she attacks multiple times, so it gives her extra chances to make her, there she is, her bleed go off. So we'll have to see there, but I don't think her bleed is on the status resist on her if I made her the striker. So that, I think, is going to be good. I need to awaken her too and pair them up, I think, for Giants. And then put Ignis in there or something like that. I think it could go pretty well. Maybe get some damage. 5,000 strike points is pretty low, so that's what I'm thinking. But this is just talking about some of the underutilized probably strikers there are, but just kind of finding a striker that fits your team. So if you got a DPS team, maybe you look at Mustang because he can really burst that up. Or if you're using a tankier team, like a person like Chrono who does cooldown acceleration and damage reduction, that's kind of good too. But make sure, don't just throw a random striker out there. So the Mustang wouldn't work with my normal team, which is usually roughly this. It's if I'm using Natalia, sometimes I'm using Rock Adonis instead of Natalia. Sometimes Natalia doesn't fit into my team, but Mustang would not work. He might work a little bit if I have him using Natalia in the team, but if I put Adonis on here, it's not gonna work. I mean, they don't scale. I mean, Adonis does scale with some attack, but not nearly as much. I mean, Soho and Sierra, they scale with defense, and while cooldown reduction is nice, it's not going to have the same effect. Sorry, that's the Chrono one. Mustang wouldn't give the cooldown reduction. So the attack speed would kind of scale with Sierra a little bit, but not like we want. It would not have the same effect as throwing it on a DPS team and just blow something up and just pop it out there. That's just kind of my thought on it. So make sure you're finding a striker that fits you and what you're trying to do. But we will go ahead and do a summon here, a 10+1, and see if we can get anything. They have changed the summon event. It was June and Yannick, and I got neither one of them. And now it is Julian, who could be helpful for everyone. But I don't know if I want to do it, because when I did the specific summons. I wasn't getting really any 5 stars, and I definitely wasn't getting the ones that I was summoning for. I was getting Yona's, so I'm just thinking I'm just going to do the regular one and see how it goes. So let's see what we can do here. I did clear out some space. See if we can get a 5 star or some good 4 stars. We're still looking for some Eves. Oh, 4 stars. Alright. It's kind of how my luck's going. I can't complain. I've gotten 5 stars. There's just been dupes. So let's take a look. I was going to say, don't just give me the 1 4-star. That just makes it... That just rubs salt in the wound. Orcus. I think the paper one is better than the science one. It might have some uses, but... Can we get an Eve? No. Fayen. Alright, so nothing really coming out of this one. I got an Ignis skill up. Elizabeth. I am saving Elizabeth for when they change her, because I am pretty sure they're going to change her eventually, because her kit looks good. She has burning on both of her skills, so scales with 50% of your attack, I believe it is. Dot damage over time, over the duration, which is pretty good. The problem is her actual damage on her skills scales with HP. So, yeah, you could build her HP and make her tankier, and those skills will hit probably pretty hard. But the burn itself won't do that much damage. So, I think eventually they're going to have to change her. Either make her get bleed, change burn to bleed, and she could scale with HP, and she'll be pretty good, or make her just scale with actual attack, and then the burns will be really good on her, because the chances are pretty nice. So I think that's another unit I think eventually, if they just made a little modification, we could watch out for, and it would be really good. But, yeah. So, no 5-star today, but that's what I want to talk about, looking at finding the right striker for your team and not just throwing one. People say, this is a great striker, I better use it. No, if it doesn't fit your team, Mustang would not fit my tanky team. But Paper Chrono, he fits it great. Even sometimes better than my Nat 5. So that's what I just want to talk about. Make sure you are checking out and really reading into the striker skill, and you see the symbol and you're like, oh, it's just this first skill. Well, it's an enhanced version of whatever skill they're using for the strike point. So look at what the enhanced version is, because maybe the regular one is only so-so. If you run a team like Mustang, it's about half those values, and it's probably really squishy, so it's probably not great. About bringing it to striker where it doesn't have to be built up that well, and it's only providing buffs, and it doesn't need that great of orbs, and boom, double the percentages. You got yourself something that to me looks pretty good. But that's it for this episode, everyone. Thanks for watching. Oh, I got to shout out my guild, Black Ice. Got a lot of people join. Keep on joining. We do still have some room. We did get our Discord chat up. We got Scissor Shaolin. Nice. Congrats to him. But we did get a Discord channel up, so because the in-game chat is terrible. So go ahead, and we got room. So send us an invite or join. It's public, so you can go ahead and join the guild, and we'll try to get you in there. We are working pretty well on Conquest. We're going to start moving up here, so I can't wait for coming soon with Guild Wars. So thanks for watching, everybody. This is Mushbeard. I am out.